All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Scar Navarro, and I'm the Drama King, where life is drama, drama is life. And I'm going to be talking about the Netflix series, Selena's series, which there are already there are many videos out there, talking about the reviews and everything like that. And I was able to like watch it and even watch the whole series in its entirety, the whole 9 episodes. And I'm gonna give you what my thoughts are, but also what things that I caught from the show as well. And first, I wanted to talk about who is Selena Quintanilla. Selena Quintanilla was everything. She was a singer. She was a fashion icon, a designer, businesswoman, even an actress. Which if you've seen Dos Mujeres Un Camino, she had a guest star appearance, and she also had a cameo also on a movie that was starred Faye Dunaway and Johnny Depp. I don't remember the name though, on top of my head though, but I'll definitely give it a I'll definitely try to find a name later on though. But anyway though, like Selena was an inspiration for many people, even myself as well, and especially for me as a Mexican slash Guatemalan. I'm both Chicano and Chapin, and I'm from two cultures, and especially for many Latinos and many Chicanos and many Tejanos as well. She and even all around United States, Mexico, and even Latin America though, like her name also signified not just the American dream, but her hard work, her talent, and the fact that she dedicated her time to helping out the youth, helping, and even her songs giving messages, especially from Biri Biri Bom Bom, No Me Queda Más, Tecnocumbia, Amor Prohibido, Como la Flor, and La Carcacha, and many more songs that many of us grew up with as well. Around the time that Selena's album Entre a Mi Mundo, I was born in the year 1992 when Entre a Mi Mundo came out. Probably, I guess it was around late 92, even though I was born in the time of the LA riots. But overall, though, her music has also been impactful, though, because she's also had some great music ranging from Tejano, baladas, cumbia, rock, and so many R&B, dance, New Jack Swing, so many things, though. And not only that, but she went not just for regional Mexican, but many genres in its own as well. And especially even after her death, though, she is still a legend to this day. And even though unfortunately she's no longer here with us, even though she's not here, even though like she's not here with us physically, but her music, her talent, and her legacy still lives on. And the fact that she was shot by crazy ass Yolanda Saldivar, it it just shows like, man, like if we had her for many years though, who knows what could have happened. Maybe we would never have J Lo and many more, but Selena, she's still an influence for many people till this day, especially in Latinx community as well, especially for young Chicanos, Tejanos, and everyone around the world. And she was born in 1979, and she left the world in 1995. And she is a proud Texan. She was born in Lake Jackson, Texas, but was raised in Corpus Christi. And when she was a kid, her brother AB Quintanilla, her sister Suzette, her father, and a few friends did a group called Los Dean, did a musical group, especially Abraham owning a restaurant called Papagayos, which at that time though they were doing a band, especially when especially noticing that she had a good voice. And remember though, Abraham was a musician long ago, and he was in a group called Los Dinos, which everybody knows the rest of the story. But especially before AB, Suzette, and Selena were born, even though he had to leave his dreams behind and had to work and many things like that, he would meet his wife Marcela, and they would have three children. And the fact that like and the fact that the restaurant Papagayos went through had to be shut down, especially with the recession of 1981, which was also a complicated period though. They had to like start over and had to like hustle and perform at weddings, and it was a journey. Even though he had to like put his dreams into his children, kind of like Joe Jackson, and everybody knows what happens. But the fact he's kind of like those parents who put their personal dreams on their children. I don't know how to explain it that further, but basically like put their frustrated dreams on their children. And even though the family had to struggle, but once Selena and Los Ninos became famous, they at least were able to receive fortunes as well. Especially around the time though, as Tejano was opening up, especially in its origins in Texas. Many bands like La Mafia, Mass, and many more bands, especially throughout the early 1980s. Though at the time though, like the popular female exponent in that time though was Laura Canales, and right around 84, 83, 84, Selena and Los Dinos and reached a deal. And even though Abraham was no longer in that band though, and I know they had Ricky Vela, and I don't remember the other name, but overall though, like around 84, it's when they around 83, 84, that's when their band started to form. Even though around 80, it wasn't in 85 though that the Tejano Music, that Selena was nominated for the Tejano Music Awards. That the following year in 1986, they had a song called Dame un beso, which became popular. And in the Netflix series, you'll definitely hear it a lot. And I even now have it on my Spotify. And around that time, though, and then once she won that award in 1986, so things really happened. Because of that, though, like she also became one of the mainstay performers on the Johnny Canales show, which if anybody who knows about Johnny Canales show, it was a very popular show back in the day, especially in the 90s, especially growing up when I was a little kid, especially in the 80s and 90s, which even though I'm a 90s baby though, but if anybody knows, and it was aired on Telemundo, I remember as a child though, and there are a lot of bands that were coming on, um, especially especially Tejano as well, and and even I forgot the late Emilio Navaira as well. And overall, though, not only was she there, but there was also the famous performance where she started singing "Looking for a New Love" by Jody Watley, and then like the crowd, and then the crowd ended up cheering when she performed "Dame un beso," which changed a lot, and then their version of La Bamba. And then right around that time that they were working with Maniguera, and they produced a few more albums. Two of them I remember called "And the Winner Is" Selena y los Dinos, and then "Preciosa." And then I remember there's another one called "Dulce Amor." If anybody can let me know, please. I definitely appreciate it. But overall, though, things were going well. But it wasn't until 1989 that she was signed to EMI Latin, EMI Latin, and that one fateful day, when Jose Bejar saw Selena and the band and Los Dinos perform on the Tejano Music Awards in 1989, that they ended up being signed on, and then they ended up doing the album called Selena. And then things started going forward though, and then she would have another album by 1990, and then Entre a mi mundo in 92, and Amor Prohibido in 94, and Dreaming of You in 95, where she finally ventured into what she wanted to do in English album as well, especially throughout the 90s though. Like as she became popular, so that Tejano music also became popular as well, especially La Mafia getting hits, especially in the early to mid 90s as well. And even like new artists like Michael Salgado, and even Maz, and Gary Hobbs, and even Elsa Garcia and Shelly Lares, and many more and even Emilio Navaira as well. And even throughout that period though, like she would collaborate with great artists such as Alvaro Torres and Barrio Boys, which Donde Quiera que Estés, which everybody, and Buenos Amigos as well. And not only that, but like her music also ranged from doing Juan Gabriel covers, even to like producing and doing the music as well. And I know many may agree or disagree, or may not feel some type of way, which I understand. But even throughout that period though, like even growing up though, like Selena was also not just a very fashionable person, but she also had a huge talent for becoming to fashion, that she ended up having Selena Boutique, which she would design the clothes, especially the clothes for the band as well, especially the leather and things like that. And I wanted to see if I can send you guys a video of her performance in 1994, which was amazing. And even around that time though, especially around 91, 92, she met Chris Perez, who would become her husband and the love of her life as well. And even though like Chris was a metalhead, things like that though, but he also brought a huge significant impact to the group as well. And I also have the book with me, which I haven't started reading, but it's called To Selena with Love from Chris Perez as well. And even though I feel like it has a lot of things, more than a lot of things that were there, and then not only that, but she ventured into acting. She ventured so many things that um, even though she was like a spokeswoman for Coca-Cola, and even doing PSAs on even becoming PSAs, helping the youth. And even she also, I know it's already there on YouTube already, she also did a clip on the history of Tejano music as well. And not only was she the star, but she was just like all of us. She was human just like all of us, and she was hardworking as well. And even like before she wanted to cut ties with her father, especially the fact that their relationship that wasn't what was depicted in the series as well. But unfortunately though, that fateful night she was shot by Yolanda Saldivar. And man, even till this day though, I remember she wore the outfit that she I remember the if anybody remembers, please excuse me, I repeat myself, but that if everybody remembers that outfit that she wore during her wake, it was also the same outfit that she wore in the Tejano Music Awards in 95, in early 95 as well. It's also the same outfit that she was laid to rest in. Man, excuse me for sounding a little emotional here, pero like the fact that she, even to this day, not only was she a pioneer, but she definitely went through a lot, especially having to fulfill her father's dream, but also knowing that she had talents of her own as well. And and Selena will still remain forever as well, even though like Mac did a makeup line, and she even is has a postage stamp as well, and just even having the Selena Museum and everything that. But overall, though, her music and everything still lives on to this day. And I know I'm probably missing out a lot of details, things like that, but just a little glimpse of what about Selena. And even after her death, though, Bobby Pulido, Jennifer Pena, and even Michael Salgado, who I also have a crush on, came right after, came during, came right after. Not only people know, but Abraham, that Abraham and Suzette also worked with Jennifer as well. Even though like even though like Jennifer came from a Pena came from a really good background as well. Actually, her father being a dentist and many things like that. I know it's sounding off topic here, but especially through that though, I think there were some really great voices in Tejano, and I feel like Selena's music and Selena's talent made a huge impact in that. All right, this is just a little glimpse of Selena, which I know everybody knows it, and I know I probably missed out on some details, like I said earlier though. But these are just some things though that like especially the fact that she was so young, and even till this day though, like she was a woman who worked towards her goals and had people besides her, but also people who didn't have the best interest at heart as well, which you already know. Whoa. And I remember, and especially now, even 2 years later, after the death of Selena, there came the famous movie Selena, which is played by Jennifer J Lo as well, which also shot her to stardom as well. And the movie still remains a classic to this day. And there's also a horrible 2019 series called El Secreto de Selena, which is based on the book El Secreto de Selena by Maria Celeste Raras. And around the time when the Selena, I think it was before the Selena movie, everything like that, he Abraham Quintanilla Senior worked sold Selena's story to Moctezuma Esparza. And I remember recently around this year that they're facing that Abraham and Suzette are facing a lawsuit, especially the fact that I'm gonna read this article. It's from Remezcla, which I'm gonna have to I'm gonna try to find a link for those who know about this. I remember Dama Venenosa also talked about it as well, especially with the whole situation that is happening. Even though I would like to at least understand though more and seeing what's gonna happen. This is what the article says. Andre Mezcla. Moctezuma Esparza is suing Abraham and Suzette Quintanilla as well as Netflix for breach of contract regarding the rights of young Selena series. Esparza was one of the producers who worked with the family in the highly acclaimed 1997 film Selena. He claims that Abraham Quintanilla violated a contract agreement signed in 1995, which he was allegedly given the rights to life stories to Selena, according to TMZ. According to court documents filed on November 6, Esparza alleges that after the success of the original film, he and Quintanilla discussed creating their own follow-up miniseries together. During a 1995 LA Times article with Esparza, he stated, unlike most makers of movie biographies, he did not seek the rights to Selena's life story. Instead, the filmmakers entered into an unusual formal agreement that gave the family script approval while allowing Esparza to control over the production itself. However, Esparza claims that talks resurfaced and an agreement reportedly took place in 1998. Selena's older sister Suzette is allegedly named because, according to Esparza, she was present during the talks. The award-winning producer, entertainment executive, entrepreneur, and community activist is seeking $1 million for breach of contract and is named Netflix along with the family. Neither Netflix nor the Quintanilla family have commented on this case, but with the show less than a month away from premiering, this could be a case for bad publicity. Of bad publicity is good publicity. So there's gonna be a hearing that's already gonna be scheduled for next month on February 23rd. And even though everybody already knows this, but it's just just a way for us to know about this, which has also sparked some concern as well, especially even though the Quintanilla family has approved of everything, of the script and things like that, though. But and even knowing and even working with Christian Serratos, who Serratos is also a fan of, was also a fan of Selena's son. So that that itself shows like they weren't trying to pick somebody who didn't know about Selena, but someone who at least who not only knew about Selena but was a huge fan of Selena as well. And Ricardo Chavira from Desperate Housewives, Sadie Lopez, and even P Rod as well, which everybody knows who the skater is and things like that though. But and I even started following on my IG lately as well. We're also involved in the project as well, and many more. And I just forgot to mention Pida Studio as well, which right after Selena's death, he also had the hit song called Como Te Extraño as well, which many fans and have even considered it as a tribute song to Selena. And I also have that song as well, which I also forgot to mention him as well, which I completely apologize for that. But overall, though, what are my thoughts in spite of the details and everything like that? Though, what are my thoughts on the series as well? I'm not gonna give it a rating just because I felt like this is something a little more personal to me. But there's some things that that I at least acknowledged as well, and there are some things though that I felt some of the things were a bit too watered down, which we also have to be aware though, since we're not talking about the 1997 movie though, but I'm gonna talk about the series as itself. Overall though, I'd give credit. I also there are some things that I like. The actress who played Selena when she was a kid, I really liked that young. I really like that actress. She really not only had the voice for it, but when she was singing, I was just like, oh my god, this girl is talented. And that I really give that girl props, and I feel like she'll definitely have a wonderful future. And there was also a touching scene though, especially when Selena and Los Dinos were performing in Matamoros. There was this young girl who worked with a restaurant with her mom and dad, and especially when she saw the band perform, she ended up reaching to not to Suzette and even told her that one day I want to become a drummer just like you. It was a really beautiful scene though. Another thing that I really liked though, was the fact that they acknowledged Selena's dream as a fashion designer, because the fact that her and her sister went to the store and even not just picked out the outfits but created the outfits itself, and even her and her mom working on the outfits, especially the outfit that she brought to the 1986 Tejano Music Awards, which is something that I also, which is something that I even noticed as well, especially when I saw the scene, the reenactment of her of Selena's 1986 speech as well, which is something that I've also noticed as well. And then other scenes that I liked, um, I think that was that I liked though. Not scenes that I liked, but there were things that I noticed though, which forgive my excuse my French here, but there was the things that I also noticed though that like they are also Jehovah's Witnesses as well, especially when they hear the word congregation. You already know that they were Jehovah's Witnesses, which I give credit, especially in the earlier episodes as well, especially when they were going where they lost the restaurant, and even lost their house, which was a lot. Even the family having to struggle, like really struggle, and Abraham not wanting to take welfare, in which one even Abraham didn't, because he also allowed his pride, even his he Abraham's pride and himself, he didn't want to do it. Which when the family had to really struggle to survive. And another scene, especially in the first few scenes, especially in the first scene, is when they were picking the names as well. And the lady suggested Selena, and then when he read about the name, he was like, bingo, as well. And I'm gonna tell you the things I did not like. It felt very watered down. And I'm gonna tell you why though. I kind of felt like there were some things that were omitted, that either were omitted and the Quintanilla family either didn't want to even acknowledge or recognize, so which everybody knows that Abraham Quintanilla had a huge has is very machista, but also like he's very strict, but like 10 times that in comparison to the Netflix series where like he pushes his kids, but in reality though it's a similar but different story. If you guys get what I mean though. But another thing that I didn't like though, that they kind of watered down Selena's personality a bit. And I kind of felt like there were some things though that they didn't want to tell us. Even though like I don't want to compare it to the 1997 movie as well. I don't want to compare it to the 1997 movie because I kind of want to see it more of a series as a drama. And it felt like they watered her down to a tad bit ingenue. But even though like everybody knows like Selena has a very bubbly, vivacious, but she was also smart in her own, she was also smart, unique. But I kind of felt like they watered her down a bit. Also, I kind of felt like they imbalanced everything as well. I also feel like they focused more on the family in more on the family than Selena. I kind of felt like they didn't balance things out correctly. And then another thing was the fact that it didn't feel authentic, but it felt some of the sets and things felt pretty cheap. And honestly, though, I kind of could see through that as well. And another thing, though, were the atrocious wigs. Yeah, and some of the wigs, especially when Selena had the big red hair, especially around '89, which that I give it a pass. But some of the wigs, especially um, the the wig when they were performing in Emocio in no, Matamoros. In Matamoros, come on, they could have put more research in it, and not just seeing the videos, but put in, just at least make it not accurate, but at least have more respect in that. And another thing though, that I didn't like was some of the characters felt a bit one dimensional. I kind of felt there were some things that they hid from us, but remember though, the Quintanillas approved it, so there were some things they didn't want to discuss about. Kind of keep it a secret type of thing. And I kind of felt like, even though we know the history and things like that, though, but I kind of felt like there could have been a little more intensity. I don't know, probably, but there could have been a little more like some strong, serious interactions as well. And I kind of felt like some things though could have been done much better. And overall, though, I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the cast. Let's be honest though, even though like Christian Serratos did not have the body that Selena had and things like that, I I have to give her credit though. Like she definitely did put her best here as well. Even though some things could have been better, if there was better writing, things like that though, I feel like there could have been more. But I definitely do feel like Serratos definitely gave her best as well. And Ricardo Chavira, which I have a I also had a crush on him too. But that's a different story though. But his role as Abraham though, even though the role felt like a little watered, pretty watered down though. But even I felt like he also did his best as well. And Sadie Lopez as well, I think she definitely did a really good job as as a matriarch as well. Another actor is Gabriel Chavira as AB. Even though I feel like there's more to AB than we think, there's more to AB than what the series gave. But I also felt like he did his best as well. And even the actor who played Chris and Pete, I felt like they also tried their best as well. And I don't blame the actors here, but I kind of felt like there could have been there could have been more added, more layers added though. And I really like P Rod's appearance as well, especially when he was also one of the when he was playing one of the former members as well. I also like the actor who played Ricky as well. He also liked how funny he was as well, and even the actress who played Suzette as well. Like I think she definitely did her best. But I also like the young actors who also played Selena, AB, and Suzette when they were younger. I think they did a really good job, especially the girl who played little Selena, who that girl has talent. That girl can sing, and I really hope she has a wonderful future ahead of her. And overall, though, I think the cast definitely did their best. Though, in spite of some of the spots being weak here and there, I feel like it could have improved. I feel like it could have been better. Overall, though, like I know season two is coming up sometime soon, and I'm gonna continue watching it, but just to see how it feels. Another thing that I also forgot to mention though was the way was that little presentation this is the sixth annual Tejano Music Award. It felt like it was the whole thing looked like a PowerPoint presentation. I will have to give. So I kind of felt like that. Probably that's just me. That's just me saying that. Me feeling that. I don't know about you guys as well. I don't know about you guys, but those are things that kind of put me off a little bit because I'm very like details, and I'm a picky person though. But when it comes to bio series, especially series though like Luis Miguel or Mariposa de Barrio, which I'm also gonna be honest with, I wasn't that fond of Mariposa de Barrio because it felt even watered down though. But I understand, like, it's 2020, 2021 now, that mindsets have changed though. But I kind of felt like there could have been more done to it. And overall, though, what are my final thoughts of season one, though? I felt like there are some things that were really good, but some of the time, though, this is just my opinion. I'm not hating here. I felt like there's some things that could have been much better done. I felt it could have been some of the writing, some of the, and I kind of felt like things didn't feel that authentic, or that it wasn't put into hard work though. I feel like some of the things were a bit cheap. Please excuse my language here, but some of the things felt a little. Some of the things like the sets and the words of did feel pretty cheap, and I kind of question like this isn't what I grew up seeing. But I also give credit to some of the costumes as well, because I kind of like that they at least even the costume that she did for the Tejano Music Awards though. I definitely give credit to that as well, because I felt like they definitely some of the costumes they definitely put the best. They definitely did the best that they can and everything like that though. But deep down though, I kind of felt there could have been more. I feel like I I expected it to be something much better, especially a Netflix production as well. But overall, though, with the lawsuit pending from Moctezuma Esparza, it kind of is gonna create more buzz, especially that the fact that the hearing's gonna be on February. It's gonna be next month, so let's see what happens. But even though like I felt like the love story between Chris and Selena on the series, it felt pretty one-sided, if you know what I mean. And I feel like there could have been more. I feel like there was a lot more to that, but I'm gonna start reading Chris Bettis's book To Selena with Love soon, and I'm gonna see. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on that as well. But even though I've also noticed, I've also read by also from watching Nama that he also sold his story to Mr. Quintanilla, and I know that they don't have a good relationship at all, even till this day. But deep down on that is Selena's husband. That man still loves Selena to this day. And I feel like I felt like Abraham and his ego, though. I don't know. I will never understand anything. But, deep down, though, like leaving my personal thoughts aside, though, I feel like Selena, the series, it's not bad, but there could have been more done to it. If you guys get what I mean, but we also have to be aware though that it was done probably around the time when the pandemic hit, so we have to acknowledge acknowledge that though. But I overall though don't think it's bad, but there could have been more done. I will I will watch season 2 and see how the rest of the show unfolds and see how it becomes. I probably hope it gets better, but I don't want to say anything until I see it. All right, guys. What are your thoughts, feelings, or concerns regarding to Selena the series? I know it was released a month ago. And I wanted to know what you guys think and feel. If you guys agree or disagree. If you guys love the series, I definitely understand. If you guys love the series, I also understand as well. But I felt like there could have been more done though. And this is not being me being a hater, but just me being a bit just me understanding what is going on as well. But deep down, though, I feel like Christian, she definitely did the best that she could. But if the writing felt more authentic, I feel like she would have executed better. But this is nothing against her at all. But I feel like there could have been more done. Which I also feel like even the lip singing didn't feel so out there. But let's also remember that J Lo also lip synced to Selena, especially in the movie though. But that's something I acknowledge as well. But overall though, I think Christian did the best of her abilities as well. I know it's I'm repeating this over again, but I feel like they left out some things, but there is something that I at least appreciated from it. And hopefully by season two, though, at least things at least get better. But I'm gonna have to watch it just to analyze it furthermore. All right, guys. All right, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on Selena's series. Because I kind of wanted to wait just so that way I can at least get ready and prepare my head a bit. But overall, though, what are your thoughts on the Selena series? And if you just like I said earlier, if you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns, please comment down below. Like and subscribe though, and thank you guys for. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful Sunday though. Please, for those living in California like myself, please stay safe. The situation's getting serious here, and it's insane what's going on, especially in LA County. Please pray for us as well, or send us our best wishes. And overall, though, please take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, wear gloves, wear a mask, and just make sure to protect yourself and your family. And please stay safe and take care of yourselves and have a wonderful night. Please, just make sure to just take care of yourselves. If you are working from home, please work from home. And if you're working in your office, please make sure to just protect yourselves. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of this upcoming week. And we are now in 2021, and Monday we're having the first week of this year. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Have a wonderful night.